Perched on a rocky peninsula at the very tip of Africa, where two mighty oceans meet, lies Cape Town, the mother city, one of the most desirable tourist destinations and a great wine capital of the world. For over 350 years, the Cape, with its landmark Table Mountain, has warmly embraced the mingling of cultures from Africa, Europe and the East, creating a rich, vibrant and colourful heritage. For more than 3 centuries, since the Dutch first planted grapes for the Dutch East India Company, the fruit of the vine has formed an integral part of our historical landscape. Today, Cape Town is the gateway to the wonders of the winelands. Lying at a latitude of 34 degrees south, South Africa has 5 wine regions divided into diverse wine districts. There is a well-regulated wine of origin scheme, and every neck ticket guarantees that the origin, cultivar and vintage on the label is genuine. South Africa's oldest wine farming area is the Constantia Valley, home to the legendary Van de Constance dessert wine, so beloved of Frederick the Great of Prussia, King Louis Philippe, Bismarck, Dickens, and a source of comfort to Napoleon during his long exile. Today, vineyards first established in the 17th century still cluster on the Constantiaberg slopes of Table Mountain, below which sprawl the suburbs of Cape Town.
It's been quite humbling to be selected by the French government in one of their recent exhibitions as one of the sort of 9 mythical vineyards of the world.
The vines here benefit from cooling sea breezes blowing in from False Bay, only 8 kilometers away. In 1679, Governor Simon van der Stel turned his attention to the fertile valley of the Eerste River, making Stellenbosch the second oldest winemaking centre in South Africa. Today, this thriving university town, with its well-preserved Cape Dutch architecture, oak-lined avenues and vibrant cafe society, represents an exciting juxtaposition of both the old and the new. Valleys and mountains create diverse growing conditions in this intensively farmed region, which is ideally suited to noble wine varieties.
Stellenbosch is very exciting as an area, and it's a perfect area for noble varietals for various reasons, including the soil, the climate, of course, and the people.
My family's been involved in vineyards for generations. My grandfather and my father, both viticulturalists, and that's anything I could do, anything I wanted to do.
The wind has an extreme effect in that it leads to thicker skins, better tannin development, a longer growing season, and all around it just gives you better quality in your grapes. So I'm extremely fond of a Southeaster. Also, and most importantly, it keeps away pest and disease. So what more can you ask for?
The Durbanville wine route is one of Cape Town's best kept secrets. Rolling hill slopes with various aspects and altitudes, deep, well-drained red soils, cooling breezes and evening mists rolling in from the nearby Atlantic give the grapes their intense fruit character.
First farms were granted here around about 1698. They had to supply the ships in the harbour, so they had to have vegetables, meat, and even then it was known as a very good area for grapes.
Dominated by its distinctive granite-topped mountain, the historic town of Paarl in the fertile Berg River Valley retains a village charm. Delightful restaurants, gracious hotels and quirky fromageries entice travellers from all over the world. Current focus is on reds, spearheaded by Shiraz.
Shiraz is a sexy grape. It produces its best wines when it's in a slightly warmer, drier climate. And Paarl has a slightly continental climate, which is a little bit warmer than some of the coastal regions that we have around us. All of these aspects just add to giving us these powerful, beautiful, dark wines.
Living in this wonderful scenic area where you have these high mountains, craggy mountains, which you look at from the vineyards, I don't think there's many places in the world that would compare with it.
Lying snugly in a verdant valley, ringed by spectacular mountain peaks, Franschhoek is the cuisine capital of the Cape. Its name means French corner. and 3 centuries of Huguenot heritage imbue the town with a proudly Gallic character.
Franschhoek is widely regarded as the gastronomy tourism capital of the Western Cape and of South Africa. In our small little village with a permanent population of around 7,000 people, we have 30 restaurants, 3 of them which regularly feature in the top 10 restaurants in South Africa. From the quaint little farms to the luxury relais chateau hotels, you won't find a warmer welcome.
At the foot of the breathtaking Beeindruckende Pass is the burgeoning Wellington wine route. Inland, over the detaillierte Pass, at the start of the lush Breda River Valley, lies Rawsonville, and Worcester, centre of this region and the largest wine-growing area in the Cape. Recently, there's been a shift of focus from quantity to quality. Robertson, the valley of wine and roses, lime-rich soils and champion racehorses. The Breda River is the lifeblood of this lower rainfall region.
When I came to Robertson 12 years ago, I realized we've got something different here. We have to manage the sunshine, and if we do it correctly, we can have marvelous sparkling wines. And red wine is creeping up in my blood. I guess the bubbles make room for it.
Winding its way through the vast arid plains of the Little Karoo, Route 62 is the longest wine route in the world. Famous for the warm hospitality of its numerous quaint little towns and fine fortified wines. Elgin, also famous for its apple orchards, as well as the Bot River Valley. Several wine-growing areas have opened up in this cool southerly region.
We've got duplex soils, which is a Bockerfeld shale, poor soil, which restricts the growth and we don't have too much vigor in the vines, which I think is a big part of the climate and the reason why we make good quality wines.
At the heart of the Walker Bay district lies Hermanus, which boasts the best land-based whale watching in the world.
What's special about the Walker Bay, first and foremost, is the very pronounced maritime influence. And here, if you look out over the bay, we have effectively the giant free air conditioning system for the Walker Bay area. Our vineyards are 3.2 kilometers from that cold body of water. Ripening in lower temperatures preserves acidity in the grapes and preserves the more subtle fruit characteristics.
In the Swartland, with its golden wheat fields punctuated by green vineyards, a significant investment is taking place. This region has seen the emergence of some distinctive reds and whites, especially Sauvignon Blanc, from the Groenekloof vineyards close to the Atlantic coastline.
I basically only work in the Swartland region, which is a very big region. It's one of South Africa's biggest wine regions. It's got multiple different microclimates within it, which is great.
History and tradition coexist harmoniously alongside innovation in the Tilbach Valley with its unique cold trap, a result of cool night air being captured by the surrounding horseshoe of mountains. Careful vineyard management is practiced in the Olifants River region, a scenic stretch of dramatic contrasts from high-altitude vineyards in the Cederberg to the rugged west coast with its colorful carpet of wild spring flowers. The fertile Orange River Valley is the northernmost wine-growing area. Amidst this sun-drenched landscape, 3 rivers irrigate the flourishing vines. The most daring maritime vineyards in the winelands can be found at Elam, a rugged terrain near the southernmost point of Africa, where the wind blows 365 days a year. The constant interplay between ancient soils, valley slopes, soaring mountains and cooling coastal breezes results in an extraordinary biodiversity which is reflected in our indigenous flora. Little wonder then that this extraordinary wealth should instill our wines with a unique sense of place. In 1994, South Africa became a peaceful democracy, and the last 10 years have seen a renaissance in the winelands.
I think it's justifiable to say that we are most probably the most improved wine industry in the last 5 years. And that's great, because the wines are very well accepted now.
Today, South Africa has brands in the top 10 of some of the most competitive wine markets in the world. South African wine exports have more than doubled in the last few years, and a focus on quality has resulted in extensive replantings of noble varieties. The most widely grown grape variety, Chenin Blanc, is being reinvented as an exciting lifestyle wine.
You can go and find lovely old Chenin vines and make beautiful wines from that, which have got concentration, fruit and structure.
In just 5 years, Sauvignon Blanc from the Cape's winelands has attracted widespread attention and praise.
The beauty of South African Sauvignon Blanc is that it thrives on the benevolent influence of the cool breezes blowing off two great bodies of water, from soft, fruity, tropical, through to green, flinty and austere styles. The Cape is matchless in its diversity.
Our red blends have likewise been welcomed with global enthusiasm. South Africa's unique grape variety is Pinotage, which also adds an exciting dimension to blends.
There's a bit of pride if we take our own cultivar like Pinotage overseas and show people that this can stand up to the best of the world. There's one variety in South Africa, and that's Pinotage. Everything about it is good, I mean, and it's typical South Africa. I think we are very laid back, and you know South Africans, Pinotage are a lot like South African.
The pioneers of our wine industry have carved an indelible niche in history, paving the way for innovation to thrive and flourish. New wineries are constantly opening, and the dedication and flair of the next generation of winemakers is winning international acclaim.
We are unusual and unique in that we're poised between the old world and the new world. We have fruit-driven blockbuster wines. We have restrained, elegant, wonderful wines that have a track record. Everyone must remember that our unique style and the South African style will come from the soil.
We refer to as a New World wine producer. We've produced wine for 300 years. Just how new do you have to be? I think we're South African, distinctly different from New World production. And ultimately, I think that the critical issue is we don't want to make wines of a style. We want to make wines of character.
It's about 2% of the people in the whole world that seriously drink wine. And I'm willing to get up every day of the week as early as it takes and go home as late as it takes to give that 2% pleasure.
We have the passion, the enthusiasm, and the integrity. For South Africa's wine-growing paradise, the best is yet to come.